ready, let's go, baby, to another episode of that Casual Opinions podcast thing, where I'm pretty sleepy because I stayed up too late last night, and now I'm regretting it.
Oh, you should stay up past 10 o'clock.
I did. I stayed up till about 11 o'clock. Um,
Oh,
I I know. I went to the Weird Al concert in
Oh
Kansas,
yeah.
Kansas
oh,
City.
I'm excited for that movie.
I'm excited for that movie as well. My not funny joke when Weird Al finally came out, I leaned over to Kim and I went, "Oh shit, is that Daniel Radcliffe?" And I thought it was funny,
I thought
and
it was funny.
I'm sure no one else heard it, but it was fun. It was a fun concert.
Is he touring because of the movie or just cause?
I think maybe a little bit of both, but it was interesting because I guess this tour he's like not doing any parodies. Like he's only doing
Well, kind
well,
of.
sort of. He was pretty much just doing the non-parody Weird Al songs. Like and I'll admit I know far fewer of those. There was like the I got a funny feeling you don't love me anymore, which is pretty funny. He did the freaking uh the Christmas one, the night Santa went crazy. Um,
Yes, he did that for us too.
so it was pretty fun. Admittedly, the non-parody Weird Al songs I am vastly less familiar with, but it was still enjoyable.
Does he still have
But
that
it
super long curly hair? Is he still rocking that?
Oh yeah, he was
Yeah.
headbanging pretty hard. And
'Cause
bro's
I just
60,
remember that from that one time I went to Weird Al concert all those years ago.
and the Ozark Empire Fairgrounds.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. He's 62 years old.
Jeez.
Right.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And he is still rocking out. Oh yeah, how was Emo Phillips?
he was pretty funny.
Good.
I thought it was funny. It was I guess a different style of humor. I guess I'm not very familiar with him, so it was kind of like he let you fill in the blanks on the jokes, basically.
Oh yeah, he doesn't hold your hand for a lot of
Yeah.
stuff, and there's a lot of things that kind of like flew over people's heads that I could tell.
Yeah, it was funny. He ribbed on a few people and threw some shots that I thought were pretty funny. He made fun of Missouri, which is fair.
Oh yeah, he did that for us too. He was making
Yeah.
fun of the fact that like Bass Pro is our #1 tourist destination.
Yeah, dude,
In
Mark
the whole
Wahlberg came to
state.
visit it.
Wonders of
Yeah.
Wildlife is pretty freaking cool, though.
I will say that place is great.
There was a guy sitting next to us who did not think Emo Phillips was funny. He even started shit talking before he came out. He was sitting like right next to us. He's like, Emo Phillips is so bad. He's never done anything funny in his entire life.
Jesus Christ.
And then he like just kept saying that. Like even after he left, like he just sat there and looked angry the whole time. And then he was even like telling people in the bathroom how much he hated Emo Phillips and stuff. And everybody's just like, bruh.
Dude, shut the
So-
fuck up.
But yeah, it
Did
was,
he do the Russian roulette bit?
yes,
Oh god.
Yeah. that was a
That
little.
one got us.
Yeah, some of them were a little tough, but it was good. I had fun. That's not what we're entirely here to talk about today, but that's why I stayed up past my bedtime.
Bedtime.
Yeah, man, dude, I'm going to bed early tonight,
3
baby.
o'clock?
Well, we would have to stop recording here in about 20 minutes if I want to make that bedtime. No, we're going to talk about She-Hulk. Update on that. Episodes 2 / maybe a little bit of 3. Bailey hasn't caught up all the way to 3. And then we're going to talk about the first 2 episodes of Rings of Power as well. I think that could be fun. Is there anything else? Just like a share session here. Is there anything else new that you guys have been watching, just that we haven't talked about?
I'm trying to think through.
too.
I've been watching Better Call Saul, but I've
Hell
kind of taken
yeah.
a hiatus recently because I'm
Show
like halfway
slaps.
through season 5, and I've heard how great season 6 is, and that.
Oh yeah, he cooks.
Yeah, no, I've heard like
Not
with
math,
the
but-
finale, it's basically like as good, if not better
Yeah.
than Breaking Bad.
The finale bangs, yeah.
I I started watching Yu Yu Hakusho for the first time. That's
Fucking love
I mean
that
that's an
show.
old show, but I started watching that.
Yeah,
I just
that's
finished
so
season
good.
1 yesterday.
Oh,
The dark tournament arc is second to none, man.
Well, I didn't. At
When
least
you
I think
get
I
there.
finished. Yeah, that's season 2, right?
I think so.
Yeah, because they started it in season 1, and I'm pretty sure I started season 2.
Have you gotten to the Tagoros? Have you
They've been
seen
in the
them?
show. Yeah, they were in it a little
Okay,
bit.
then it's probably coming up soon.
Yeah,
So good.
but they started I think Kuwabara's first match,
Okay, yeah.
so that's fun. I've never seen that before, but I've always wanted to, so it's fun.
Yeah, it is really good. I've been watching House of the Dragon, which is pretty good so far.
Yeah.
I think it'll get better as it goes, but
Yeah,
I've
I
liked it.
guess episode 3, which comes out tomorrow. I think they're doing a time skip because there's a lot of
They've
stuff
done
that they're
yeah.
trying to cover.
Yeah, they did a 6-month time skip between episode 1 and 2, and I think they're doing like a 3 or 4 year time skip in between.
I don't even like Game
and
of
3.
Thrones, and that sounds stupid.
6 months time
Yeah.
skip, really at all. It took me a minute to catch on to that, but I was like,
Yeah.
oh,
There was a
Right.
couple subtle, little small mentions. It doesn't bother me too much because everybody knew that there was going to be time skips because they got 2 different actors for the main
Yeah.
girls.
Exactly.
You know,
I was
so-
looking at like the trailer for the next week, and they're like, "We're introducing a baby of the king," and I'm
Yeah,
like,
so
"Wait, what? He's already got another? Oh, time skip.
Yeah.
Great, I forgot."
so that's been fun. I've also been watching Reservation Dogs, which is really good.
I've seen the first
Yeah.
season. I haven't seen the new one yet.
On Hulu. I think so far I like the first season more than the second season, but the second season's still been pretty good. The dead, the spirit of the Native American warrior, that character, I don't remember his name. He is so hilarious. He basically just shows up and just like shit talks the kid.
Yeah, he's like trolls.
And there's one part in season 2 where some of the elders are trying to do this ritual to break this curse or whatever that the kids had accidentally put on, and the Native American spirit guys, he's like, oh, now we need to sing an old song, and they start singing the freaking Tom Petty Free Fallin'. and the dead spirit's like, he's like, fuck, I know this song better than these guys. I've been dead for like 200 years, because they're just like butchering it. So that was really funny. I've also watched. I'm all the way caught up now on Primal, which is from the guy who made Samurai Jack, Genndy Tartakovsky or whatever. And if you're not really familiar, it's basically a caveman who befriends a dinosaur, like a T-Rex, and then they just like murder things, basically. Like, at least season 1 was basically just like a monster of the week thing, where some big prehistoric monster would try to jack them up and then they would kill it. But season 2 actually has more of a story to it, but it's super violent, but it's also some really pretty, really cool animation. So I've really liked that, and it's a fast watch. They're only like 20-minute episodes.
Cool.
Abed, nice.
Oh,
Okay.
Let me
Give me a
move
second.
on to mine. My final show that I've been watching, The Sandman, on Netflix.
I didn't know how I felt
Yes.
about that. Like just the trailer.
Did
Right.
you watch it?
No, just the trailer.
It's kind of, it's interesting. It's gonna take you a minute to really like settle into it. Like the first episode is a whole ordeal, and then each episode is kind of its own thing. I think episode 2 is probably the weakest transition between stories and that kind of thing. Just because it's, I don't know. Episode 2, I kind of felt like I could get up and like walk out of the room and do other things, and then come back and not really miss anything. But every other episode is just kind of like, oh yeah, no, important stuff's happening. I need to pay attention.
Yeah.
So
Well, I like
it. I like
most all of Neil Gaiman's stuff except Coraline. Fuck Coraline.
Whoa, hey!
Oh,
That's a
jeez.
dope
Okay.
movie. That's a dope
I'll say
movie.
it again. Fuck Coraline.
It's creepy as
Coraline's
shit.
awesome.
Yeah.
What other stuff
That's
did he make? I don't know this guy very well.
Well, author slash maybe I don't know if he's got a lot of movies. American Gods, which is a really good book that they made into a TV show. That was I have not watched, but they said was pretty good.
Oh, Good
Um,
Omens.
Good
That
Omens, one of
Good
my
Omens.
favorite books, and that ended up being a really good first season of TV as well.
Yeah.
What else is he all involved in? I know.
Coraline's dope though. Scary.
I hate Coraline.
Scary as
I hate
all
Coraline
hell.
so much.
Is it because it's scary? Does it scare you?
Yeah, why would you make? That's not a PG movie. Don't show that to kids. Like,
I mean,
It
the old
Kate took me to
ladies-
see that, and it scared me.
it's
The old
It's
ladies
terrifying.
dancing half naked is pretty traumatizing. Let's be
seriously.
honest.
I've watched like 20. I watched it when I was probably like 19 or 20 years old, and I was
Yeah,
mortified.
it's creepy. Those black eyes
Mortified.
too.
Yeah,
Ugh.
he wants to cut people's eyes out and put buttons in there. That's jacked up. Like,
You
no.
know, it depends on what they're offering me. It's the whole how is Pennywise gonna get you to go down to the sewer with him? It's like it really depends.
Hey
buddy. You
Bailey, I
gotta-
got a nice case of Dr Pepper.
Oh, you know I'm down there. I'm down there.
Right.
Oh, you want to put buttons in my eyes? Just give me a can of Dr. Pepper and go at it.
So yeah. Oh, I think I was gonna say Kim really likes. I think Kim has read The Sandman, so it's on our list to watch, but we have not watched it yet.
Oh yeah, it's good. It's fun.
Another show that is sometimes fun is She-Hulk, right? Caleb?
Bruh.
Yeah, no, I don't hate it, but it's
Yeah.
not great. Like, and God, seriously, every time she talks to the camera, I want to throw my head into a wall.
I was gonna
Stop.
say
I don't.
they-
Like, she doesn't.
they
They don't
have
do it
done-
often.
they don't. Yeah, so
They
it
haven't
hasn't like gotten
overcrowded it, but I just don't
yeah,
like
it
it.
hasn't. It hasn't gotten to the point where I'm like, ugh, please stop with the fourth wall stuff. And there's been a couple of jokes that were pretty funny. Like there was one I think in episode 2, where she learns that she's gonna have to defend Blonsky or whatever. She's talking to Hulk, and he's like, "Oh yeah, that was ages ago. I was an entirely different person back then." And I was like,
Yeah.
It took me way too long to get that joke. I was sitting there and my dad started laughing, and I looked over at him and I looked back at the screen and I went, "Oh right. Oh, I feel stupid now."
Rip
So-
to- what is that guy's name again?
Edward Norton?
Edward Norton. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But it's been
It's not been
I think
blowing
I'm
my
right there
mind.
with Caleb. It's not bad. It's not blowing me away. I still, and I think I've probably said this last time we talked about it. There's a lot of people who do other podcasts like the Ringerverse podcast, which I really like, and I really respect all of their opinions, and they all think that it is like top 2, top 3 Marvel show. Like they think that it is
It's
just
a little high.
I think
balls
it's
to the-
up there. I don't know if it's like top 3, but I definitely
No.
think it's like on the upper end of the halves of the
Have we-
MCU shows.
Have we reached the point where there's 10 shows yet?
I
Let's
don't
see.
even know.
We've got WandaVision, Falcon and Winter Soldier, Loki, What If, Hawkeye, Miss Marvel, Moon Knight, and now She-Hulk. So I think we have 8
Two more. Yeah, we're at
total,
8.
Okay.
right?
That sounds right. I would say, and granted, I've only watched 3 episodes. I think I like it more than Moon Knight. Definitely.
Oh, 100%.
I'm not a big
I'm
WandaVision
still on
fan,
the
so I would
fence.
probably have it ahead of WandaVision. I would
I
probably
would
have it
not.
ahead of What If. So maybe
Again, this is only so far in the series. We still have like how many episodes to go?
I
Like
think this one's going to be longer. Even I think this is going to be maybe 10 episodes.
Jesus
I could be
Christ!
wrong.
This
I
is
thought
10
said something
episodes?
Like,
I
yeah,
could
I
be
think they said
wrong.
like 8 to 10.
That is
was
not
what this was gonna
necessary.
be.
No. You're not going to give me more than 6 Obi-Wan episodes. I don't want to see 10 episodes of it.
There's going to be 9 episodes.
Got it.
I don't know. It's like, yeah, it's different from, which I respect. It's not the exact same Marvel thing, but I guess my thing is like, and again, I've only seen 3 episodes. For this being like billed as like a comedy, I guess I don't think it's not even the most funny Marvel thing. Like there's certainly been funnier Marvel moments than we've had in this. And I don't know, it's supposed to be like a lawyer comedy show thing, and I guess it hasn't seemed super lawyery, which
No,
yeah,
not
I enjoy
really.
lawyer stuff from time to time, and maybe they're going to get more into that. And it hasn't like busted me up with humor. Like, and this is not at all a fair comparison, but when I'm thinking lawyer comedy, I just immediately go to any one of the It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia episodes, like the World Series defense, or Reynolds versus Reynolds, or the Ponderosa versus McPoyles. Like, granted, those are just like 3 standalone episodes in there, but that is just side splitting. So I don't know.
Speaking a little off topic, but if It's Always Sunny, the new Saints Row game came out, and they've got a couple references to Always Sunny in there. Like you can do
really?
you can do like Frank's
does it take
dance
place
move.
in Philadelphia?
No.
Oh,
But
okay.
you can like do like Frank's dance and Mac's dance.
Oh, nice.
And
Elbows.
and apparently they've had references to It's Always Sunny in past Saints Row games, but I've never really played too many of them.
Interesting.
But yeah, you said Sunny, so it reminded me.
Yeah, and that randomly reminded me that supposedly there's progress on the Community movie.
Oh my god, yes!
Yeah.
Cool.
Ooh. But yeah, on the She-Hulk front, it's good. I'm not in love with it. I will still give it a chance. I will still watch it.
Yeah, I'm gonna finish it.
It's been funny. Yeah, it's been funny in spots, but
the
hasn't.
First
like,
was the worst. I'll say
me.
that. First episode was the worst episode.
Oh really? I thought you would have I thought you would have hated episode. Well, so there were a bunch of people getting real triggered about episode 3.
Here, do you want me to take my headset off so you can discuss episode 3? Just text me when you stop talking about it.
I'm sure we can. It probably won't be long.
Cool.
What?
Get it out of the way.
I don't even know.
3, 2, 1, go.
What happened? Why did they hate it?
Basically, everybody was really triggered because then. Did you watch the post-credit scene?
I didn't know there was one.
Yeah, there's been one in like every episode.
Oh.
But She-Hulk basically just becomes like Megan Thee Stallion's lawyer or whatever.
Okay.
And then like She-Hulk and Megan Thee Stallion are just like twerking in She-Hulk's office.
Okay.
It was pretty cringe, but some people are like lighting the internet on fire about it. I don't know. It's a little weird. But it was kind of funny.
A good old 4 out of 10.
Was that Jalen?
Yeah.
This is Bailey here. I do not have my headset in. I just want to throw out that I think that Zach and Caleb are probably talking about the whole twerking fiasco at the
Look at
end.
this
of
guy.
I thought he
She-Hulk
didn't know
episode
about
3.
this.
I just
He
wanted
hasn't
to
seen
throw
this
my hat in
episode,
the
but
ring
yet he's
and
talking
say,
about the episode.
I don't give a
Well,
shit.
that's because he just hoes around on the internet. Like he hasn't seen it, but he's probably effectively Twitter spoiled him, or seen it on TikTok or something. I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
You need to think of something. Just talk about. Say that we were just talking about Wong. No, Wong was in episode 2, was he
Random shit on
not?
the street.
Yeah, I don't know. She-Hulk. It's a thing.
So,
I guess maybe we should tell Bailey to come back
yeah,
in.
you might be. Yeah.
I'll send him a message.
He basically just had the conversation with us.
Yeah, I know, that's true. He probably didn't even really need to leave.
Done. Okay, good.
Yeah. So we were basically just talking about She-Hulk. Bailey, that's all you missed. We're not going to spoil anything for you, even though
we
essentially, I
literally
didn't
only
miss
talked about what you
anything.
came in and chimed in about.
Yeah, that was it. I was just saying that.
The twerking thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that already. I just haven't seen the actual episode.
It was fine. It was good. I support Blomsky. I support Megan Thee Stallion in her rap career. Big fan. So good for her.
Is she an
getting in
actual
some
rapper?
Marvel. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Okay, here's the question then. Since Megan Thee Stallion is
Are you going to ask
confirmed-
about the whole blip thing?
No. Since
how
Megan Thee Stallion
she's
is
canon?
confirmed to be part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, does that mean that
Ben
WAP.
Shapiro does
That WAP
not
is an
get his-
actual song in the MCU.
Oh,
Yes.
undoubtedly, yeah.
And that, and
Okay.
by proxy, that means Ben Shapiro does not pleasure his wife in the MCU. That is canon.
Or any universe, for that
Or any
matter.
universe. Yes.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Rip Ben
'Cause
Shapiro's
she is
sexual
drier
life.
than the Mojave
Yeah.
Desert.
Ben Shapiro, big ol' incel. Fucking stooge. Yeah, so that's what we were talking about, was She-Hulk backing it up. Really making all the incels probably really be like, I don't know, I'm sure that really triggered them because they were like
Oh, it
attracted
did.
to it, but then mad that they were attracted to it.
Yeah. They're like, this awoke something within me, and I'm angry. I have
Yeah.
to take it out on someone.
Sexually frustrated.
Oh, God.
Speaking of sexually frustrated, the Rings of Power, man.
Oh,
And,
Sexually frustrated.
that
This is the driest show of
No, let me-
any...
I was gonna
Whoa.
say something. I was gonna say something about how handsome that elf guy was, Arendir.
Okay,
the
okay.
one
that
who's totally
in of itself, yes.
shagging the
lady?
village chick. Yeah,
Yeah, I guess he's alright.
babe alert.
He's alright.
Babe alert.
Literally the only person's name I could remember, at least currently, is Galadriel. I could not remember anybody
not
else's
Elrond?
name. Well, obviously Elrond, gosh, yeah.
Okay.
But I'm talking like new characters. I
Gotcha.
haven't learned their names yet.
Yeah. Oh man, my brain processing just turned off there.
Let's just start with the pros and the cons.
Shall we?
The pros,
Okay.
it's very pretty to look at. I thought it was, I thought that the CGI looked great, and I really loved like the wide shots of the Elvish city, which I think is not like Rivendell. I don't know. This is thousands of years before or whatever, so I don't know if they like renamed things, but I thought it looked really cool.
You're not talking about the one with the big tree, right? 'Cause that was a different continent. Right?
No, well, the place where they are now in Middle Earth.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. The shot of like the dwarves' mines was really cool too.
Yeah.
It's been I guess it's been a little bit of a slow builder, but after episode 2, I'm very excited to see where it's going. And I guess at the end of episode 1, I was like, a guy just fell from outer space. What?
Oh yeah, is that Gandalf? Or is that what we're thinking?
That's what a lot of people are assuming.
Strange. He's tall, and Gandalf's
And he
tall as
whispered
hell.
Well, that was
off
just
the
against
bugs.
a couple hobbits, though.
That's true, but I thought even compared to the hobbits, like he looked pretty.
I
damn
mean,
big,
Gandalf
but-
is definitely tall in the movies, I'd say.
Yeah, Gandalf's a big stretchy boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
I'm
in
99% sure
Gandalf-
that's him.
I'm not gonna try to get into like Tolkien lore because there's
I know
so
a little
much.
bit about Gandalf.
I'm not intelligent, but yeah, Gandalf
He's
is
old.
like, yeah, and I think he's like essentially Gandalf is like effectively like an angel.
Yeah, he's kind of like a deity. Him
yeah,
and
yeah.
that one other dude, I think, who was in The Hobbit.
Saruman, Radagast the Brown.
Yeah,
like,
the
all
Brown.
of those wizards are
Yeah.
essentially like
Yeah,
angels
so-
of some form.
So
Yeah.
I think that would make sense then. But my initial thing that would turn me off from Gandalf, it being Gandalf, is when the Harfoot chick Nori like slides down into the fire. She mentions that it's cold, and that tied directly into the beginning of the episode when they're in the palace where Sauron was, and the guy's like, "Oh man, I can't even feel my hands," and Galadriel was like, "Well, it's so evil here that even it like basically suppresses the heat."
Yeah.
So I thought
Yeah.
that there was a parallel that this guy would maybe be a bad guy, and then
Could be.
at the end of episode 2, like all those fireflies start dying around him. So spoilers for Rings of
Yeah.
Power episodes 1 and 2. Yeah. So I don't know. I've liked it. I think I enjoyed Durin and Elrond. I thought that was fun in episode 2 as well.
Fucking Elrond.
Frickin' Elrond, the Crimson Chin. You had that preloaded.
Wow.
Brilliant.
Okay. Good stuff.
Brilliant.
I mean, my God, does he lose the chin in the 1,000-year gap? Like, why does
And he grows out the hair.
right? I'm sorry. That was honestly probably my biggest complaint. Was just
His chin. I thought
Yeah, I mean,
felt
his
like-
chin just hit. Like he did fine as an actor, but I'm like, that's just he does not look like Elrond at all.
really
At all.
That's
I thought
that's
he
the
looked- I
thing
thought it
about
was pretty
the
good.
series. I think the thing about the series is it's supposed to be kind of its own thing without directly being like a a prequel to the movies exactly.
Well, I'm
I think
gonna
that's what
consider
they
this a
said the
prequel to the
goal
movies,
was.
and it just doesn't look good.
See, I thought that maybe I need to pull them up side by side. I thought it looked pretty good. I thought they looked pretty similar to one another.
Right.
I think it's the eyes.
I mean, Hugo Weaving already has a weird enough face as it is, so it's kind of hard to replicate that with anyone.
I think it's the
So-
eyes. I don't know. I feel like definitely like the jaw structure looks different, but I don't know. I think they look pretty similar. The Galadriels look pretty similar. I think that was a pretty
Yeah.
good
Wait,
casting.
is Galadriel in Lord of the Rings?
Yeah, she's the one who's if you remember Lothlorien, it's like basically the
shall
second.
witness me and despair. That
Yeah, it's
whole
basically
scene.
like the second big elf thing. I'll put a picture in the chat.
Or all shall.
Oh,
love me and
that's her,
despair. That's
man. Now I hate her character. I
Yeah.
fucking hated that lady in Lord of the Rings. Damn, I did not know that was supposed to be the same person. I knew the
She's a
name
hard
sounded
ass in
familiar.
this.
She's cool. I actually really liked her in this show, and now I'm disappointed that I know it's her.
Why did you hate her in Lord of the Rings?
Bro, I literally just watched Fellowship of the Ring, and it's like that scene where she like freaks out at Frodo. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
She like
She's potentially being corrupted by the ring.
yeah, it just that scene always never felt right with me. It made me uncomfortable, and she's
Well,
an
like, it
annoying
kinda-
character.
the point.
It kind
She's
of
an
jacks
annoying
with
character.
it kind of jacks with Gandalf too. When Frodo's like, "Why don't you just take it?" And Gandalf's like, "No, you little bitch! I can't have that ring
Yeah.
because I would destroy the world, like or whatever." Basically,
It's basically that, and that's a part of why like the eagles can't carry the ring because they would become tempted, and they are, I believe, in the deity structure of everything, they are like a step beneath Balrog, and a step right above Gandalf. So it's like they are that powerful and that divine. So if the eagles were corrupted by the ring, they would be almost unstoppable.
Well,
So that's why they don't take the eagles.
she
I saw another-
is an annoying character. That's all I'm gonna say. In the movies,
I don't know how she's annoying.
I
in the
think
movies.
she's cringy. I think she's just a little annoying. I thought this way my entire life. I've never liked her as a character.
well, I'm not surprised.
Right.
She's in The Hobbit too, right? The movies. Did they try to squeeze her in there?
I barely remember. The
Yeah,
Hobbit.
they did that where they fought the necromancer who turned
Yeah,
out to be
it's
the
just
spirit of
I don't
Sauron.
like her character.
Yeah, I think I'll be honest. I've not seen Lord of the Rings in some time, so I can't really say for sure what it would be that I don't really remember so much of her as a character in there. It's been a while since I've seen
She's
them.
the narrator at the very beginning. She
Well, no, I
tells
know,
Frodo
like
that,
I know who she
hey-
is. I just don't remember well enough to.
Right, and that's why I'm
speak to it.
confused because I'm confused by your annoyance with Gladriel in the original because it's like she wasn't a mainstay. She
Right.
was significant enough to like send Frodo on his own.
Why can't I
journey
like this?
and-
Why do I have to like this character? I just don't like her. I think she's annoying. Her voice, the way her, the stuff
okay,
about
so if
her.
you don't like her voice and think that's annoying, that's one thing. But like being annoyed by the character and the character's existence, I just don't see why you'd be annoyed by that. She just shows up and is like, "Hey, this ring is powerful and it's gonna corrupt one of your members.
She
Maybe
just
you should
was
go on
annoying.
your own."
One of your members.
Ugh.
I don't
Multiple
know.
members.
She just came off as annoying and weird and off-putting. I don't really care for her. But like I said, in this show, she's fine.
She's cool.
I didn't even know it
Yeah.
was the same person. Just because, like, I'm not. Admittedly, I'm not that familiar with all these people's names and too
Yeah.
crazy with the lore. But yeah, I don't know. She's fine in this and annoying in the movies.
Do you think this is more of a question for Zach since he actually seems to care about this character? Do you think this series is going to set up her and Gandalf
Banging? Probably not.
Yeah.
I doubt it. because
I
she
don't
gets
know.
I think she gets married to someone who's not Gandalf, and then they like put together that Lothlorien, and that's kind of like
Yeah.
Do they fuck?
But like her
their
and
thing.
Gandalf were always like the distant lovers and that kind of thing. Lovers that never could be or something. I remember they threw that into The Hobbit, and it was just kind of like, oh, okay. That was never established, but fine, I guess.
Interesting.
What was I gonna say next? Yeah, I don't know. I suspect not.
Are Harefoots
That's my
supposed to
guess.
be hobbits?
Yes.
Yeah, they're
That's what I
like
thought.
I'm not sure what the
And
like
no,
maybe it's if it's like an ancestral thing, like if they change much, or if it's just like a name change. But yeah, I think they're early hobbits.
I actually okay, so I don't know if you guys are having the same thing. I don't care about really any of the plot lines that have been set up so far outside of the hobbits and this stranger character
You don't like
and the
the little big
dwarves.
kid with the sword?
That
Theo?
kid with the sword.
But Caleb hates Theo.
no, I thought the sword
Oh.
thing was interesting.
I hate Theo.
The sword thing is interesting.
I mean, he looks
but
stupid if you're talking about like his haircut.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks kind of dumb.
Caleb just hates this show because everyone looks weird.
I don't hate this show. I'm giving it a 7 out of 10 right now.
You're giving it a 7 out of 10. 3 points are dragging it down, and all 3 of those points are about how weird everyone looks.
I'd say that's like 1 point.
But I was just going on, like I'm disappointed they didn't bring the dwarves into the first episode. Because I was watching the first episode and I just kind of was like, I just don't care. I don't know what it was.
They're in
But
the
then I
second
got to the
episode.
second episode and they introduced like the dwarves and they set up the whole like hobbits and the stranger man. And I was like, I'm more intrigued by these stories than I am Gladriel and Elrond. Even in his inclusion in that is like fine, but I just don't care about that little village with the orcs that are burrowing beneath everything, and I don't
I thought
know.
that was probably my most intrigued one.
I'm glad you thought so. I just was I don't know, something about it just feels kind of lackluster. I expected more from it. And maybe we'll get more of a payoff, but it just kind of feels like there's a lot of disconnect. And again, at the end of the series, everything is going to come together. I'm confident. But I think one of the big detractors for me right now is they just didn't introduce the dwarves early enough.
I think episode 2 is early enough.
I don't know. I just that first episode is really held back by lack of something. I don't know. I was fully
liked the
expecting you
first
to pull in the
episode more than-
Ginyu Force to shut me up or something, because I've been talking.
I liked the first episode, I think, a little bit more than the second. However, I will say, it's just because I was watching it during this time span that every day, like between like 3 and 6, I just get super tired. And so I did fall asleep during both episodes for just like a couple of minutes. So maybe I missed something that was crazy. I don't know. But I think the first one was just a little bit better than the second one. But overall, 7 out of 10 so far. It's not blowing my mind. But it's all right.
I liked the big old fish in episode 2. I also
Yeah. It was cool.
I also really enjoyed and this is because I've played the games. Celebrimbor, who is very briefly he's the guy that Elrond is working with here, and they like talk a little bit about the fancy hammer or whatever. So Celebrimbor is one of the main characters in the Shadow of War, Shadow of Mordor games. Except in that he's dead, and he has become a wraith, and he is a wraith who is essentially kind of like co-inhabiting a body of a ranger named Talion. And so if you guys were not sure, Celebrimbor was the guy who made like all of the other rings except for the one ring. Like he made.
Are we
going to
see that in this show?
I
Wouldn't
think
be
so.
surprised.
I feel like
because
It's
maybe
called
Rings of
Rings
Power.
of Power, so I
Right,
can only
but, like,
assume
yeah.
that's what
I was
it's leading up
expecting
to.
the rings to have maybe freshly been made, not haven't, because it doesn't seem like they've
Yeah.
been made yet.
Well, I think
Well,
that's what his tower
that's
is.
what
Is
the-
he's
yes,
building
yeah.
like this foundry to start making those rings.
hmm
And
So he
who know? I think Sauron might steal something from there, or he might attack it because it's like some sort of bane
Well-
to his plot.
Well, Celebrimbor and Sauron actually have like a big epic fight, where Celebrimbor actually like gets the upper hand on Sauron, and but like Celebrimbor even has like the one ring, if I'm remembering correctly, but the ring is like, I don't know if Celebrimbor's like too good of a guy, but basically the ring was attracted to Sauron, and it fell off Celebrimbor's finger and like went to Sauron, and then like Sauron like beat Celebrimbor to death with a hammer. So spoiler on that. But that's in the game. So yeah, he makes all the other rings, the rings for the elves, the rings for the men who eventually corrupt them into, they eventually become the ring wraiths, and then also the rings for the dwarves. So I think he's going to be a really big character. The only thing is, in the games, his hair is like really long, and in here his hair is really short. So put me on the Caleb. I don't like how they look too much. Train with Celebrimbor there, just because he has been shown in other things, and I don't know how elves grow their hair, but
And we are those games even considered canon anymore, or are they their own separate canon, or
I don't think it's
anything
too
like that?
early in the Lord of the Rings cinematic universe to know, probably, right?
so far as I know, I'd always interpreted them as canon.
Yeah, I don't think there's any indication to assume otherwise at this point.
Right.
I don't know. This initial Google search says maybe. Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I guess it'd probably be safe to say this Reddit post says no, it's not. But I don't know. Either way, the fact that Celebrimbor creating the rings is real. So I don't know if the rest was just them riffing on that in the games, or how that works. But I think the gist of it is he made the other rings, and Sauron. I think he taught Sauron, or something like that, or he helped Sauron, or Sauron learned from
we
him,
know we're
and then
gonna
he made the
see
ring himself.
Sauron.
Yeah.
I was gonna say we're gonna see Sauron in the series, so it wouldn't surprise me if he comes to him in like some form of disguise and learns how to forge rings, and then at the very end of the series, he creates like the one ring while in Mount Doom or something like that.
Are you thinking, like, would we ever see Sauron like unmasked? Like, is that what you're insinuating with that?
Well, that'd be
With that
interesting.
helmet?
Oh,
'Cause, like,
he is apparently going to be like a character in the series. We're gonna see his face. Like
See, I don't
they've
know if
already
I
shown
feel
him in
about
the
that.
trailer. Yeah,
really?
he looks. If you're like, man, these people look weird, you're gonna look at this actor and go, wow, he looks weird, and I think that kind of fits with Sauron.
I just liked the mysterious of having never seen the dude underneath there, and he's just this. What is he, like, almost 8 feet tall? Looks
Sauron's
like
always
sometimes he's
been
badass.
depicted as like,
he's big as hell.
yeah,
He's huge.
he's very big, but he is kind of underneath it all. He's basically an elf. Is kind of what he's depicted as without the suit of armor. So he, as far as I've seen, it does look like they're going with the elf approach. But he looks like very sinister with like these intense eyes, and I don't know, his eyes are actually like far apart. It's weird, but
Well,
I don't know. We'll see.
What I see, I also don't know my LOTR lore very well. and I've just watched Fellowship recently. I haven't seen the other two yet, but like I had never heard about this Morgoth before. Is that fresh? Is that
Yeah,
new?
that's a big
Yeah.
like he's basically like the
Satan.
embodiment of evil. Yeah. And that's where like he's the gets all the and I think he was like never really defeated.
Well, they made it
essentially-
seem like they did defeat Morgoth. Like Morgoth was defeated, and
They
Sauron's
defeated
still
his
alive.
like army, and Sauron was like kind of sort of his vessel in everything. Sauron is like his ultimate creation and bane upon mortal kind.
Yeah.
And here's the other funny part: is a step above Sauron is Balrogs, which are, I think, pieces of Morgoth. Like he literally rips chunks of himself and he molds them into Balrogs, and they are just powerful, big fucking monsters that Sauron can control and command to a certain extent. Yeah. And I hope we see a Balrog in this show.
I'm pretty sure there was one in the trailer.
Yeah, there was.
I think we're
think about it. Yeah.
I think we're definitely getting a Balrog at some point. And also apparently the one that Gandalf fights is like a weak ass baby D-list Balrog, and it like almost kicks his ass. So like I think like
Yeah.
in the canon it's like one of the weaker Balrogs, and Gandalf still just barely ekes out the dub.
Dubnation.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, he basically dies having to kill it, so.
Morgoth is basically Satan. Is probably the way to put it.
Is there's no reference to Morgoth in the movies, right? Like that's new. Is that new?
Yeah, not the movies necessarily.
Yeah, maybe not directly. It's big in like the Silmarillion and stuff. Like it's like the deep Tolkien-y lore.
Right.
Deep
Yeah. No
lore.
doubt that it was in lore. I didn't know. I've seen the movies enough, but I really didn't remember this Morgoth. I just always assumed Sauron was the big, but I guess there's a step above, sort of.
Oh, yeah. There always is.
Yeah.
Always.
There's always a bigger fish,
Just like that big fish in the episode.
Big.
I wish we got to
blue.
see more of. I think
get
we'll
us-
see more of it in the second or the third episode.
I hope
maybe.
there's some big dragon fights coming up in House of the Dragon, baby.
Right. Oh, yeah, here's the other thing about Rings of Power, is this is taking place during a time when dragons are, like, still kind of around in Middle-earth. So, because Smaug was, like, the last dragon. So there are other dragons that take place between, I believe, the defeat of Sauron that we saw in Fellowship all the way through. So
Yeah.
I want to know, and I'm sure there is some detail around it, but I want to know what like other continents look like. Like you got the Valinor, wherever the elves were from. You got Middle Earth.
Yeah.
Like, what else is out
kind
there?
of like Skyrim or Elder
Right.
Scrolls, where they always mention like other continents and how other continents try to invade Tamriel all the time, and it's like,
Right. It's like,
ooh,
let's see that.
I want to go there.
Right. Right.
I love
cool.
I love it when a franchise has just like big unexplored things. Like even like back to Game of Thrones, there's like Westeros and then there's Essos. But then like of Essos, there's like the big Dune Sea or whatever. And then there's like a whole like you only ever see like a fourth of the continent, and there's like all this other stuff where you hear about all these other things that are over there. I always just think that stuff's always super cool. Just the mystery of it. Just the mystery of it.
Mystery. Yeah, like way back when Battle of the Gods
Mystery.
came out. What that opened up, like all the different universes. Oh, wow.
Oh yeah,
That was wild.
crazy.
It's crazy.
It's good shit there, isn't it?
Isn't it?
Caleb,
Tuesday.
were you happy with Abomination being back?
Yeah. No, I'm a big Abomination guy.
I know.
I'm wondering.
Abomination
I can't
simp.
figure out if he is scheming or not. I feel like he's genuine, but I feel like maybe he's scheming.
Yeah.
So that's the thing that's making me want to watch the most, is obviously for the Abom.
Blomsky.
Blonsky. But yeah, no, She-Hulk.
Thanks, power.
What about second breakfast?
11sies. That's one of them, right? 11sies,
Yeah,
tea
yeah.
time,
11sies.
11sies. Man. Them hobbits, you know?
Them hobbits. Them
Well-
harefoots.
Yeah. We're gonna watch some other stuff in the future as well, like maybe some movies. Oh, Thor comes out on Disney Plus this.
Yeah, we can
next
finally do
week.
our Thor episode.
Finally watch Thor.
Yeah. I can finally watch Elvis, and we can do the Elvis episode.
Yeah, Elvis. I was gonna watch that. I saved that on my list too. I love the meme that's come from that movie.
Oh, is it the one where
With-
he
he's
throats the
white.
microphone?
No,
Oh,
it's the-
he's white thing.
He's white.
He's white. He's white. I've seen that one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
But I saw the side by side of Elvis in real life, the one where he's like he has a microphone and he just goes, "Lord have mercy," and then he shoves it into his mouth and just goes, "Oh." And they put that in the movie, and he does it pretty much the exact same way.
yeah, it's
And I was
pretty
like,
hilarious.
"Oh wow, jeez."
Now, I'm no Elvis nut, but he did not look like Elvis to me.
What a weird. He's got a different looking face.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's got really puffy lips.
But also, I mean, Tom Hanks's character doesn't look like, or even sound like, the guy he was portraying in real life.
Cartoon villain, the southern
Yeah,
cartoon
no,
villain.
like, someone put a side-by-side clip of Tom Hanks being like, "You are Elvis, you are supposed to help me with my thing." And then it's like, the guy in real life is like, "Hey, Elvis, can you come over here for a second?" It's just like, he doesn't have a thick accent.
he was a monster.
Accent.
He was a
same.
monster, yes, but he doesn't have the
Boy,
thick
I say
accent.
boy.
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 Boy, I tell you what.
Boy, I say boy.
Yeah, there's Thor, there's Elvis, there's maybe something else. I want to watch that show about McElhenney's football team.
Is it a show? I thought it was like a special.
Then it's like I think it's going to be 6 episodes. It's like a
It's
mini
like a
series, I think.
docu-series, isn't it?
Yeah.
I thought it was just
Yeah,
one
because
big.
it's like they
yes,
actually
movie.
bought this team. And
Yeah, but what's confusing is I saved it. I put add to my stuff on Hulu. And then I like went to my stuff on Hulu and I was like looking through TV shows and it wasn't there. I was like, what the hell? And then I was looking through movies and it wasn't there. I was like, what the hell? So then I went back and I searched it and I looked at and I went to it and it was like it said that it was in my stuff and I was like, what the fuck? So I went back and it saves it under the sports tab on Hulu if you add it to your stuff. So
That's weird.
that was that was a random.
PSA to anyone who is watching it on Hulu.
I think
Yeah,
it's
seems
Hulu
interesting.
exclusive. So
Probably won't watch it, but
Andor coming out soon, and
hey,
I don't know if
Oh God, we're gonna have a hell of a time just trying to cover Andor, Rings of Power, the rest of She-Hulk's 9 episodes.
maybe we just touch back in with She-Hulk at the end of the year,
Yeah, if you guys want to do that, I think at the end of the year.
or the end of the
end of the show.
run, the end of the show.
We just like stop watching it and we're like, let's just cover that whenever we have a lull in our ideas and we don't know what to talk about. It's like, hey, remember She-Hulk came out like 2 years ago?
that Harry Styles movie, where he got Jason Sudeikis' wife to break up with him, is
Yeah,
coming out soon.
Wait, what?
I've been following the drama behind
I
this.
support-
It is...
I support Harry Styles fully.
What
That's fine.
I don't know anything. What?
And
Okay, so
basically, he was banging the director, and the director was married to the guy from that RV
Ted
movie
Lasso.
with Jennifer Aniston. Jason
Schmitty?
Sudeikis. Schmitty, yep.
He
Yeah,
banged
Harry-
Schmitty's wife?
Harry Styles stole Schmitty's wife, yeah.
Whoa, no, I'm on
And-
Schmitty's side, man. Fuck Harry Styles.
Right.
I would.
Anyway, so here's
Yeah.
the actual drama going on with this movie because it's a wild ride.
We're going
so-
off the fucking rails here.
Off the
I know, hold
fucking
on.
rails. I love it.
Y'all
Let's
gotta
go.
hear this. Okay, so Shia LaBeouf was originally cast in this movie, right?
He ain't sexy
He was-
enough.
hold on. He was playing Harry Styles' role.
No,
and
he can't.
No, he can't. Whatever. So great. Whatever. He then gets accused of being an abuser from an ex, I believe. So people started speculating because he was no longer working on this movie and he got replaced with Harry Styles that he got
Bang.
fired by Olivia Wilde, the director, who Harry Styles is banging and stole from
Bang.
Schmitty.
Olivia Wilde
whatever.
is Syracus's
Ex-wife
Was.
now. Yeah.
and this was as in this is a fresh was, right?
This is a fresh was. Like,
Yeah,
she
probably
literally
like a
got
year.
served the divorce papers at like a film fest a few months ago.
That's
Anyway,
interesting.
so people were speculating Shia LaBeouf got fired from this because of his, abuse allegations, and because it was made known that Florence Pugh was like not enjoying her time on set because he was apparently being very creepy and abusive towards her and was being a very unsafe actor in their vulnerable scenes together. So that apparently
That's
is
Bailey
still
speak
true.
for sex.
Yeah, pretty much. So, well, or even violence scenes and domestic abuse scenes where you do have to have someone on set who can coordinate that kind of stuff. Anyway, so she was feeling unsafe. That is still considered to be truth. But then Shia LaBeouf was hearing all of these rumors about him being fired because of the abuse allegations and goes, no, that's actually not what happened. I quit. And so he pulls up a bunch of receipts, and basically Olivia Wilde was begging him to come back to work on the movie. She even filmed a video of herself and sent it to Shia, like crying and begging him to come back to set. And a lot of people are speculating she was doing that because Harry Styles is
too
a
sexy.
terrible actor. And was making everything just kind of like worse than it was with Shia.
You tell that
or
to
something
Dunkirk,
like
you son of a bitch.
that. He didn't really.
Why?
You don't really
Okay,
have to
are you
act in
just
war movies.
are you just on his side because you find him attractive?
He's attractive and talented.
He stole a man's wife.
Yeah, I'm not
He
supporting
cucked
that,
him.
but I'm supporting him as a human being. It takes two to
Schmitty.
tango. It
What
takes
did
two to
Schmitty ever
tango.
do to him?
Oh, I like Jason Sudeikis, and
Apparently
I
not
feel like
enough.
I feel like I'm getting into dangerous waters here.
You are.
Harry Styles did not cheat on anyone.
He
Olivia
didn't.
Wilde,
Yeah.
Right,
she
right.
cheated on her husband. It takes two.
But
to
he
tango.
knew. He knew.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's in a morally good area for sure. But she is arguably
She's
just
the worst
as, if
one.
not-
Yeah. She's definitely
Oh.
worse.
Let me also bring this up. The reason why all this came to light were two things. One was Warner Brothers said, we only have enough money to release 2 more films this year: Black
Because
Adam
Warner
and
Brothers
Don't Worry,
sucks
Darling.
ass.
Yeah, they suck.
You're gonna get
Then,
banned from multiverses.
what else brought this on? This relates
No,
to
I
Harry
take it
Styles.
back. Gotta play as Gizmo. Don't ban me. Gizmo comes out next week.
Anyway, and then the second thing that brought this to light was a video or a clip from the movie was shared online, and it was a scene of Harry Styles acting alongside Florence Pugh. And the acting was him being angry, and then people started comparing it to a scene from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia where Dennis walks into the room and he starts going, "Oi, mate, what are you up to?" He starts doing like a really bad British accent.
I'm familiar. Yeah.
Yeah, and you just, if you watch the clip, Harry Styles is terrible. Like, he's a horrible actor.
Oh,
And there's
gosh.
Florence
Yeah, well-
Pugh like acting her heart out across from this like wooden plank.
You're gonna eat those words, Bailey, because Harry Styles is in nothing but bangers. All right.
He was in Eternals.
That was good.
He was the best part.
He was in a stinker movie.
Like, you guys just don't like Eternals because it had a woman director.
I didn't even
and
know
a
that. It was
diverse
just a bad
cast,
movie.
okay?
I didn't even know that. Whatever.
You hate diversity. That's what you guys do.
No.
You hate diversity. You hate females in a position of power. And,
And this is all because we were just shit talking Harry Styles.
yeah. Harry Styles has done a lot for this world. You need to leave him alone.
He needs to leave other people's wives alone.
Look, you got to keep your hands to yourself here, and
Tell that to Harry.
Yeah, come on.
he's a single man.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. He's gone
Back
feral.
down.
He's gone wild.
Dunkirk is great. The One Direction concert movie is great.
You
Harry's
don't have
house
to
is
act in
great.
any of those.
Bailey, you know what movies are, right?
Yes.
Things that you act in. Dunkirk is
Sure.
a movie. So there you go. You're wrong.
Yeah. A war movie. You don't have to be the best actor ever to act in a war movie. You just have to
Well, tell that to
scream
Tom Hanks
and
in
hold a
Saving Private
gun.
Ryan, you son of a bitch.
He didn't have to act. That was an easy paycheck.
He didn't have to. Have you seen that movie, you clown?
Yes. He
Really?
just walks on set and
Hacksaw
just
Ridge.
is himself. It's awesome.
Don't act like war movies aren't things that you have to act in, Bailey.
It's so easy. You point gun, you shoot, you go
Hey.
when they blow your leg off.
Where is your war movie? It's
I
that
filmed
easy.
them. They're all on YouTube. Did you not see
It's-
my Attack of the Clones?
Yeah.
How to be a
Life
clone
as a clone.
video?
Life as a Clone
Yes.
is an underrated treasure, but
I didn't have to
still
act
online.
in that at all.
you guys are both losers. And I'm gonna cut it off, and I'm going to I'm gonna just like plug in you guys saying a bunch of dumb things at the end.
No.
So,
No.
Thanks for tuning in.
thanks for tuning in.
Wait, did you? I was gonna say, did you have a recording of "Thanks for tuning in" on your soundboard?
Thanks for tuning in.
Oh God.
Thanks for tuning in. Harry Styles forever. Galadriel forever. Eternals forever.
Okay.
Wow.